Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the RWT podcast. My name is Mike Larkin, joined as always by my boy DC Daniel Crimmins, the pile driver pundit himself, and the dead man of RWT, Paul Morales, will be with us shortly. Daniel, how you feeling tonight? There's a lot going on in the week of wrestling, as always.
We are doing well. For once, a New York sports team is a champion.
Yes.
Of some sorts. They're Uncursehausen. Maybe we can talk to our Dark Lord and have him uncurse some other New York teams. Buffalo could use some love here. We got this new stadium going, and I'm telling you, first year Super Bowl champions would be the way to do it. The Yankee Housens haven't won a series in a while. I would say the Met Housens, because they haven't won a World Series in 40 years.
This is very true. And as I do support both teams, I will say this, what Daniel is referring to. New York Knicks are the 2026 champions, first and foremost. I love
Champion Housens
with the NBA. I got to say, the only one time I did pop on SmackDown where it did show Game 3, the Knicks lost, not Danhausen's fault, which I thought was hilarious.
We know whose fault that was.
Oh, we absolutely do. And everything in between. And I will look at it like this. Jalen Brunson, everybody on that team deserves a round of applause. They worked their asses off against the Spurs. Yeah. Oh, my God. That game-winning shot by OG in the last game, my goodness gracious. Everything that this team did from going from games 1 through 5. Spurs, I even give them credit too. I know we have our thing with the Spurs, but back in the days of Tim Duncan and David Robinson, we all know how the San Antonio Spurs get down. This was a hell of a playoff season, man.
Honestly, it was great in general. And, I think it's indicative of New York. Like, New York may be down, New York may be out, but New York ain't going to give up. New York's going to get back up. Might take us a while.
Yes.
we don't forget. I mean, just, I would say if you're a Mets fan, you may as well forget, because 40 years.
I know, man. I know. Now, I will say this on the other side of the coin. We did also see the NHL, the Stanley Cup champions. Congratulations to the Carolina Hurricanes over the Vegas Golden Knights. I got to tell you, even though I'm a Carolina guy, I'm pulling for Vegas. I had Vegas as my people, but I got to give Carolina credit. They did their just due. Not a fan of the hockey house.
It was a scam. It was fake.
You're not a fan of the hockey housing?
Sabres. The Saberhausens.
The Saberhausens? Okay, fair enough.
The Saberhausens were screwed housing.
And we'll mention this briefly. Not only did we see all that over the weekend, we got to talk about Freedom 250 and the best. Well, we're going to talk about, especially, I want to get this man's thoughts on it, ladies and gentlemen, making his way into the RWT Pod Arena, the one, the only, the dead man of RWT himself, Paul Morales. Paul, perfect timing.
And actually, no, it's not, because I'm early for tomorrow.
Well, I will say this. We did praise the Knicks for winning. Yes, the Knicks.
Michael, say it right.
Nick Housens. The Knicks Housens won. We saw the Carolina Hurricanes win in the NHL.
Praise the Knicks.
Praise the Knicks.
As a Lakers fan, I'm praising the Knicks.
Yes.
Fuck the Hurricane Housens.
Fuck the Hurricane Housens.
Fuck the Hurricanes.
Stand back. There's a hurricane coming through.
Yeah, because I wanted the fucking Golden Knights to win.
Yeah, and
Golden can fucking burn.
Yeah.
Should have been the Saberhausens.
Well, the other thing that we did have over the weekend was the goddamn Freedom 250 for President Dipshit and his 80th birthday.
Well, are we really talking about this?
We got
a topic of conversation.
Unfortunately, we have to mention it because it did get the news airwaves. So we did see some WWE superstars there as well for the fan access. The Miz was there, Charlotte Flair was there, so many others. Roman Reigns and Triple H were on camera. Vince McMahon's grandkids, Shane McMahon's sons, were on camera. But the talk of everything that came out from President Dipshits to Freedom 250 was that dude, that UFC fighter, Josh, whatever the fuck his name is.
Hulk it, thank
you. He went
waffle.
Yeah, and apparently.
Josh Holddick. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I think he has a history of also abusing women with charges like that, so that's fucking great.
Wasn't there something on like the weigh-in where he was essentially
he was pretending like he was drunk or intoxicated. He's spitting all over himself. Yeah, fucking douche. Yeah.
I'll wait. I want to go first on this one.
So he goes after his fight, after his victory. Joe Rogan in a tie interviews him. And then he just loudly says, based off this ridiculous conspiracy theory, because that's all this party has now, is homophobia, transphobia, and conspiracy theories. This motherfucker on the White House lawn, mind you, this disgraceful, and I'll say it was an abomination of an event. This man literally goes on the mic and says, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America? And then walks his way out the octagon. Right here, sir.
You
right
know,
in here. Go ahead, Daniel.
I'm going to take this one first, Paul, if you don't mind.
Hit it.
People on the right, I will say far right, like way out in East Bumblefuck, wherever.
Yeah.
We all know someone like that.
Yes, we do.
Mike, I know you do. Paul, I am sure you know someone that's like that. As Forrest Gump once said, Mom always said, stupid is as stupid does. So, looking back at all that, the White House is the seat of our nation's power.
Yes.
It is, to make a reference for X-Men fans, that is Cerebro.
Yes.
That is the heart of our nation. Bad enough that they ripped everything up to put that fucking monstrosity there, but apparently that all came from TKO, which
Ari Emanuel was there as well.
Mike, I'm sorry. I think I know you do like to do your rants. It's time for me to do one of mine. I know Johnny Bebb likes when I do my rants, so
hit it. I'm here for it.
Well, let me tell you how we got in this fucking bullshit right here. You see, folks, there is a movie out there called Idiocracy. That movie is supposed to be a fictional fucking comedy. It was never intended to be a goddamn documentary of the fucking state this country is in. I could have been fine with them doing a show in D.C. You have locations you could have used. Could have used the Washington National Stadium. Or here's an idea. You want to do something less polarizing? How about you do it on a fucking military base, you dumb fucks?
Well, also, you have to take it. Yeah.
Oh, I am not done.
All right, take it.
You could relax. He's gonna get on the roll right now.
It was reported that TKO was paying for all of this shit. A company that is almost $4 billion in fucking debt, who makes half their talent say, hey, either you take a 50% pay cut or we're fucking firing you. That's okay. But hey, as long as this is on the White House, America, this was not done to celebrate our nation here. We can all agree that, yes, our nation has a lot of faults, but at the same time, this country has had and will continue to have so much goddamn fucking potential. It's fucking insane. I still believe in this country here, people. I believe it in my heart and to my dying breath. This country has a lot of fucking potential. We're also still a very young country. Mm-hmm. In the grand scheme of things, we're relatively pretty young. You could have done it on a fucking military base. But the White House.
Isn't it illegal to friggin' do it on the White House lawn?
Who's going to stop them?
That is true.
Who's really going to go in there and just say, no. And not only that, the motherfucker fell asleep.
He did. There was that photo of him and Dana White in the front row. Well, you're also forgetting the best part when Alex Pereira was on.
Dana White, the guy that beat his wife. Yeah, that guy.
Well, friggin' Alex Pereira doing the scream. Everybody warming up in different sections of the White House. That walkout, I'm Real American by Hulk Hogan's theme, Rick Derringer. I think he came out to American Badass on the White House. Yeah. That.
Where the fuck was Undertaker?
He wasn't there. He wasn't there. To quote Davey Boy Smith, he wasn't there.
On a 4:15.
4:15. Rest in peace, David. But no, I'm right there with you. Yes, I'm right there with you. I thought everybody's like, oh, but what about from the visual standpoint in the fights itself? No, I don't want to see the White House desecrated like it was, just so we can have this bullshittery to please the friggin' MMA base, so Trump can advertise the Trump crypto and Trump coins during the event. And
by the way, the fighters got paid in Trump coin.
Of course they did. Of course they did. It was such a ridiculous thing to go off what Dan said. We all believe in this country. We love this country. But the problem is you didn't need to do this. And the fact everybody was like, oh, well, the Trumps didn't denounce the fact of what Josh said. Of course they're not going to do that. Oh, but they go after Joe Biden when that transgendered, show their breasts and flash themselves. Joe Biden reprimanded that person and denounced it. And he kicked that person out of the White House. There's a complete difference to what happened there to what Donald Trump's doing right now. Like, come on. There's a difference because they didn't want the pride flag, and now we got real American, and then you got gay people like Benny Johnson, that grinder little shithead, talking about it. It's set the libtards back. Like,
I thought you were going to refer to another Johnson guy that just happens to be Speaker of the House.
No, not Speaker of the House with his grinder. No, that one too. But still, it was such
Buffalo Bill Mike Johnson.
Buffalo,
you know.
It puts the lotion on its skin. No, it puts
the lotion on the skin, or else it votes for Donald Trump again.
Paul, do you want to comment after our rant? Let it ride, man. Let it ride.
So on today's episode of What the Hell Was This Fuckery?
Yes, it was.
I really have no fucking words for what the hell I didn't watch it. I didn't even. I saw a few clips of some bullshit that they were showing, but nothing of.
And Trump.
It wasn't my interest to have it on my TV. I know people who watched it, and I was just like, Yeah. And to me, it was just a whole lot of ball rubbing for a certain orange clown.
Yep.
And because he turns 80, he's more interested in himself. And obviously he never had this, I guess, what would you call it? This rally that he was supposed to have, but he never had. And I don't know. It was garbage. I mean, and I agree with you guys. It could have happened whatever the hell, wherever the hell the Wizards, whatever their name is now, Washington Bullets, I don't know, whatever the fuck the name of the team is. They could have had it at their stadium. They could have had it. Hell, they could have had it at Camden Yards.
Mm-hmm.
They could have had it anywhere, and they could have had it at a military base. No, you decide that you want to do it on the front lawn of the fucking White House. I could quite possibly imagine what it would have been like had Obama said, you know what? Why don't we just have a fight? Why don't we just have a boxing match? Let's call the whatever the WBA or the WBC, and let's have a boxing match. Imagine the backlash that people would have said.
Of course.
You're not celebrating anything. You're not. I didn't see anything patriotic out there other than the few pictures that they had of military personnel that were there. That's not celebrating America. I mean, if you want to talk about capitalism and you want to talk about authoritarianism, I mean, yeah, I guess you could kind of say this is what it looks like. But really what it is that he's trying to do the same thing that Putin does whenever he wants something for himself, whenever like Kim Jong-un wants something for himself. This is exactly what he does. This is exactly what they do. They just go out there and, oh yeah, let me have a soccer event, or hey, let me have whatever event that they choose to have at that point in time. That's what they do. Because why? Because they're dictators. And who are you going to tell them no? Obviously not. So this orange fucking piece of shit decided that he wanted to have something for his 80th birthday. He wanted to have his best friend Dana White go over there and, hey, let's have something on the front lawn, yada, yada, yada. And something you had mentioned, okay, well, let me finish that and then I'll get back to the other thing I was going to mention. It's literally, they might as well fucking be flogging each other's log in the middle of the fucking ring. Dude barely fucking got in there and he almost fell.
Mm-hmm.
He was asleep about a quarter of the time.
And it ended at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, and it ended at 1
He
a.m. in
almost
the
fell
morning.
on his
So
wife.
yeah, so I don't know. And then the fucking douchebag, fucking Hornswoggle, whatever the fuck his name is.
Hokel, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Hokel, fucking, Hawking shit, whatever his name is. They go after Michelle Obama.
Yep.
Michelle Obama, classy lady, well-educated lady.
You're Ivy League.
Why not Laura Bush? Why not Hillary Clinton?
Melania.
It's funny because no, I don't. I'm not talking about Melania right now because
Okay.
that fucking skanky ass whore. Her shit's all over the fucking internet. I don't know a fucking
Google is free, people.
I don't know any first lady that's ever had nude pictures of themselves on the internet. I don't know of one.
Martha
No,
Washington.
I sure as hell know Laura Bush ain't got any.
Nope.
I sure as hell Hillary Clinton ain't got none.
Nope.
Hold
I
on.
hope not.
Barbara Bush?
Hope not.
No. Nancy Reagan? No. Rosalind Carter? No. Pat Nixon? No. My point being is that you didn't go after until this orange fucking idiot decided to become president or run for president or whatever the hell you want to call him. No one ever questioned any of their genders.
I mean, I'll even throw in Joe Biden, who has a book out now. Joe Biden, you never see any nude photos of Joe Biden.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at is like we never questioned any of those people, like any of those beautiful ladies, any of those beautiful classy ladies. We never questioned what gender they are. But for a black woman, you decide that you want to pick a fight, with somebody who's taken the high road, which
she should sue
I
them.
don't necessarily think that's the best road, but hey, that's just me.
Well, she should sue them, but she's not gonna because she's like, fuck these people.
It's pretty fucking pathetic that this is a party that talks about, hey, family values, and you are so concerned on what is in or not in Michelle Obama's fucking pants.
Well, that's the thing. You want to talk. Yeah.
Like, there's that, and also let's look at the fact that Barack Obama has not lived in the White House in almost 10 fucking years at this point.
It'll be 10 years this year. Yep.
It'll be 10 years on January 20th, 2027.
Yep.
Any issue that is going on in our country, and I know conservatives like to blame Obama for fucking everything.
And they blame Joe Biden.
Exactly. Anything that is going on in this goddamn country right now, Trump owns that shit. President Dwight Eisenhower, who I personally think is one of the greatest presidents of all time, even said, and I quote, "The buck stops here."
Yeah.
For a party that likes to rail on personal accountability and saying, hey, don't blame other people for your shortcomings or this or that. Donald Trump is a fucking president. I don't care. But yet, you fucking people, you fucking dumb fucks will say, oh, well, but Biden, but Obama, but Bush, and fuck off. All of you. Shut the goddamn fuck up. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Sit down in your fucking corners and shut the goddamn hell up. You know what? It's going to take a lot of fucking time to get that goddamn stink out of the White House.
So I'm going to get close to my mic here. So to my point here, as I get closer into the microphone, ladies and gentlemen, everything that he said was...
How did we get here, Michael?
Okay, well, I'll do it while I'm here. So the best thing that I will say this, for like Daniel said, for a party that hates Pride Month and hates the LGBTQ community and worry about what's between people's genitalias, what is or what is not, that's pretty fucking gay, number one. And number two, you want to always go about Joe Biden and Barack Obama when you don't even want to take Trump into accountability. Do we? And first of all, the good news is we got his name off the JFK, off the Kennedy Center, which thank fucking God we did. But the pussy had to put a tarp over it because, he didn't want to see that being done, you fucking jackass. And then the other part I will say is you're going to go after Gavin Newsom now. And like Gavin Newsom said, you're going after his wife, you're going after his kids and his whole family, you fucking twat, because you know that he's a threat to the 2028 presidential election, and you want to go after Gavin Newsom now. Gavin Newsom ain't got nothing to hide. Gavin Newsom pretty much said in a 5-minute clip, come at me, bro. That's literally where we're at with Gavin Newsom. Okay, that's all I got to say about that.
Also to add to that, Michael, this is a party that rants against fucking goddamn weaponization of the government.
Yes.
But yet they're okay when he does it. Oh, but that's not weaponization. Then what the fuck is it?
You just don't understand him.
This is the same party that hates gay people and hates Pride Month, but yet
elect Lindsey Graham.
But this is the party that crashes Grindr all the time.
At the TPUSA events, yep.
And folks, before you say this is fake news, Grindr has put out proof.
And by the way, Google's free.
Yes. For you want to say this is fake news and we're just trashing those poor MAGA people. Those poor MAGA.
Grindr, which for those of you, unless you're living in a fucking rock, Grindr is a gay hookup app.
Yep.
And it's been reported that multiple people within the GOP are on that fucking list.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Grindr, they have the proof. If they wanted to, they could just say, you know what? Here's this person's information. Here's that person's information. But they're also hosting the CEO of Grindr at the White House. Family Values Party, am I right?
Of course.
Look at it this way. It's all fucking bullshit. You make these comments about Michelle Obama being a man. Show fucking proof.
That part.
You're lucky that was she the perfect first lady? No. But at the same time, none of y'all go after Michelle Obama. None of you went after Rosalind Carter. None of you went after Jill Biden. None of you went after Jackie Kennedy. Paul, what do you suppose could be the possible reason that they only really target their vitriol? Mind you, folks, that also means hate. That means,
because she's black.
Yeah.
Because she's black.
No, that couldn't be it. No.
So the other thing before,
right?
Yeah, before we get to the other stuff, that last thing I'll say about the political stuff. Guys want to comment about him going after Gavin Newsom? I think it's ridiculous. You knew he was coming. Paul,
I say by all means necessary, go for it.
Go for it. Come at me, bro.
As he said, come at me, bro.
Because Gavin Newsom is a dude that isn't afraid to fucking back it up. People, I'm going to be real brutally honest here. Trump does not give a fuck. He knows he's not going to run again.
He said he don't give a fuck about you.
He doesn't care. Trump has said he does not give a fuck about you. MAGA, if you were on fire, he would not piss on you to put out the fire. He does not care if you lose your home, if you lose your health care. He gives a fuck about none of that.
He literally said, I love inflation.
Yes. When asked if he cares, if he thinks about America's, hardships while dealing with Iran, he said, well, I don't consider that at all. But yet you dumb fucks will give him excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. You will literally watch the entire country burn around you. But just say, well, as long as he's owning the libs, every single one of us will have to suffer. But you're okay with that. As long as your motherfucker's in office. Get fucked. Because you fucking people were afraid of a black woman. Y'all said, oh, hey, you are Kamala. She's going to get us into a war with Iran.
Who's in the war with Iran?
We aren't even 2 years into this fucking administration, and this goddamn taint started a war with Iran.
It's just, yeah. So moving on from President Dipshit, the other thing that we did find, it is
Walker.
wrestling.
Yeah, I'll pay you.
I'll pay you. The other one we'll mention, and we touched upon it in our chat. A lot of us saw it via
Michael, real quick, just to get back onto the wrestling topic.
Yeah.
We didn't see TK at UFC 250. We did not see anybody from really UFC there, did we? Or not UFC. We didn't see anybody from AEW there, did we?
No, we did not. So the other thing that we have to mention is we saw it on TMZ. Our boy Jelly Roll is, after 10 years of marriage, is getting divorced from Bunny XO. Yeah. Oh, Dan's already given the finger. Do we know why? I did not see why. Okay, you're giving the finger too. I guess we're all giving the finger.
Well,
okay,
Michael,
I did not see the news. Fill me in.
Look at the fact that he admitted to a couple months back of cheating on his wife.
On Bunny. Okay.
A woman that stood by him through the worst of the worst of the worst.
Jail
a
time.
Woman who has even said, hey, I'm going to help you get your daughter back, get custody of her. A woman that has been with you when you had literally fuck all, and you're going to cheat on her? Fuck you. You know, there were rumors a couple months ago that, hey, this motherfucker was lying about this whole image of being, you know, that he was just out to make his money and then dip. I'm starting to think that that's fucking true.
Like, this man,
he would cheat on his fucking wife. Not only is she a beautiful woman, but she's had his fucking back.
I mean, this man was in jail, friggin' the weight loss, like everything.
He's the type that, oh, hey, I got money, I got skinny. Bye, bitch.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Jason. Fuck you.
Fuck you, Jelly Roll. Paul, do you want to comment? Because I know you also are a big fan of Jelly Roll. You were after this.
I was. You know what? After all his, hey, I don't do anything political. I don't do anything like that. That was just like, yeah, no, that wasn't cool. You know,
as future WWE Hall of Famer Kit Wilson would say, toxic.
Toxic. Fuck the Jelly Roll. God.
And fuck you people for continuing to not question his bullshit.
Fucking A. Well, I will say this, Bunny XO, we love you, girl. We got no problem with you. We love you, Bunny.
Hey, Bunny, I'm single, by the way.
Whoa, you're just throwing it out there, Daniel Crimmins.
He said, I'm just throwing it out there, but, you know, he's like, I'm single. Yeah, because my boy Dan up there, yeah, he's single. He a good man. So yeah. Give him a shot, girl. Give him a shot.
Now, the other person we have to talk about, we'll go to the ladies next. We got to talk about our girl. I'm talking about Ava. I'm talking about Simone Johnson, if you will. Two things came out from her latest interview. So Simone Johnson, a.k.a. Ava, former WWE NXT general manager and daughter of Dwayne The Rock Johnson, received negative feedback for her social media activity following the assassination of Charlie Kirk in 2025. It started when Ava shared an ex-post from comedian Gianmarco Saresi on her Instagram story, which read, if you want people to have kind words when you pass, you should say kind things when you're alive. Ava later wrote on Twitter, and I'll stand behind Be Kind Now more than ever. And she was on the downside with Gianmarco Saresi. And she addressed the backlash. And she said, I was quite used to getting hated on by wrestling fans. And I was like, all right, whatever, fine. I'm used to that, blah, blah, shitting on me because of who my dad is. They be calling me every type of slur, but that's from wrestling fans. However, there were so many angry conservative men that I was like, you don't even know who I am. So we'll start with that one before we get to the other post. So she got a lot of hate from conservative men about what she had to say about the assassination.
Go back to the wide shot again.
Of what?
Of us. Go back to the wide shot again.
Okay, sure.
Look on my door.
I see it.
Dan, look on my door.
What am I saying?
On my door. The door. You see it?
I see it.
That was my daughter's. So
you better acknowledge tribal chief housing.
Yeah, exactly. See, so now you can go back to us again. See,
okay.
I just wanted to show that to Dan because I know he a Buffalo Bills fan. So, and we love us some Josh Allen, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Our tribal chief housing.
My wife will tell you to the end. He is such a humble person, such a great person. And the fact is that how he always ends everything with "Go Bills."
And just as an aside, and Paul, you can tell your darling wife about this. I've talked to people that have met him in person. He and his wife, Hailey Steinfeld, which, as an aside, folks, if you have not seen the remake of True Grit from back in 2010, you fucking need to because it's a good movie.
Okay.
His wife, Hailey Steinfeld, was in that movie.
Nice.
Now, as the story goes, numerous times they've been out in public and will sign autographs and this and that and talk to fans, this and that. And they have to be told by their handlers, hey, we got to go. We got to go. We got to go. It's time to go. So kudos to them. And hey, as far as Simone Johnson goes, kudos to her. Like, young homegirl is living her life. You know, it takes a lot of fucking balls to go into the same industry that your father was in. And, you know, people look at her and they say, oh, well, hey, you're the Rock's kid. You're going to be just like him. You're going to think and talk and act like and be like him. She forged her own path, and that takes guts.
Oh, it does. And I mean, the other side of the coin, like we just heard from that interview before I get to this post with Simone Johnson. I mean, look, I remember what she posted with the Charlie Kirk assassination. Again, all three of us did not want to see that man go out the way he did. No, we do not endorse political violence. We'll say that to the very end. But she was right in what she said, because I'm sorry. I'll even say to this day, I don't understand what his legacy was. I don't understand the legacy of Charlie Kirk, number one. But number two, I'm sorry, but a lot of the stuff that man spewed was very hateful. It was very discriminatory. It was very bigoted. It was very sexist. And a lot of that also leads to a lot of division within our country. And he was not a kind person. I'm sorry. The company that he keeps, we got Pizzagate Plasovic, aka Jack Plasovic, who's a fucking dickhead, and everybody over there at Turning Point USA. You got the crazy-eyed Tapusa. You got the crazy-eyed widow. And it's just like, come on, man. Like what are we doing? What are we doing? So
she scares me.
So with all of that being said, I understood where she was coming from with that. Again, we don't endorse political violence. We don't want to see anybody go out like that. But I'm sorry, that man's legacy, I don't even know what that legacy was, but it was fueled with a lot of vitriol and hatred. And you can try to tell me that it was taken out of context. I know what I heard. My ears are working. My eyes are visualizing. You can fuck off with that bullshit. So
all the bullshit.
So with that being said, I'll start with you, Paul. Your thoughts on her getting that hatred. She's like, I can take it from the WWE fans. That's fine. And the wrestling fans. It's whatever. But these conservative men, and she's like, they don't even know who I am. Hit it, Paul.
It amazes me how they like to come after whoever the hell they like to come after. Just because somebody doesn't agree with them.
Correct them on
that. And it's like, you have no fucking talking points. And the talking points that you think that are legitimate talking points are full of shit. A lot of it is conspiracy theories and shit just to say for the sake of fucking saying it because you know people will react to it.
Right.
I'm sorry. Isn't this the same president who decided that he said, "Oh, I'm glad that what the hell's the Rob Reiner was dead." You know, oh, he had Trump deranged syndrome and blah blah blah. You know, give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
I just think these people are coming after her for whatever fucking reason, all because they're all butthurt with the fact that she's one, telling the truth,
and two, because she's a lesbian and she's gay,
and two, because she's a lesbian. Oh yeah, we can go back to not liking Pride. Yeah,
that too.
Yeah.
Let's also add on the fact that these same fucking people, the only reason they're spouting the shit out they are is they're sitting behind one of these fucking things. This is a keyboard. I guarantee you, none of these goddamn bitches would have the fucking balls to say that to her face.
No, not in the slightest.
Guarantee you, especially the wrestling fans, especially, they saw her. They would shit talk her on Facebook, X, whatever. I guarantee you, If they saw her in person, they say, "Oh, Ava, I'm a big fan. This and that." Fuck you.
Exactly.
You wouldn't say it to her face because of one, who her father is, and two, one, because of who her father is, and two, because if you
You're
know
a
that
pussy-ass
family,
bitch.
because if you know that family, that's a family you ain't gonna want to fuck with.
No, not at all.
And they're a pussy-ass bitch.
That too.
Well, that too.
So moving on as well with the talks of Miss Simone Johnson. So again, this is also from the same interview with the downside with Gianmarco Ceresi. So she was asked about her departure and if there was a particular reason. And Ava would say, there wasn't one particular thing. Unfortunately, it was a lot of things and something that had been on my mind for a while. I'm so grateful for my time in WWE. I wouldn't change it for the world. I got to live out the dream. It was time for something new and different. I don't regret leaving, and I'm really happy now. Beautiful. Beautiful. I don't blame her either. If she had to be around that bullshit, and I'm glad that she did. And she even came out right after and said, fuck ICE. So do
right.
you.
I don't want to be around this bullshit. So this is my last show, and I'm going to be out of here. Bye.
That's exactly it.
I remember when she became the general manager of NXT, people gave her so much bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, if you look at all the authority figures in WWE, and Michael, why don't you add that on to the topic for our next season of Uncaged? Top number one.
Number one. Hell yeah.
You know, I think she was one of the more entertaining authority figures in WWE history.
Oh yeah, I mean,
she was somebody that the young kids could relate to. She talked like them, she acted like them. She connected with the audience on a level she never could as a wrestler, and I like that.
Same. I think when you had her,
and we gave her some shit when she was originally given the position, and. Yeah, we all gave her some shit, but I mean, I figured after a little while and we started to see what she was doing, believe me, she had to come into her own. She had to make that job her own. And she realized at some point in time. Now, I'm not saying that she was the greatest of all time. That's not and I don't think any of us are saying that. We are saying that she is a very entertaining character that she portrayed on the show. On NXT week after week. And yes, I agree. She felt like she was just part of everybody who was there. She didn't have a great wrestling career, no, but everything that she was doing was very entertaining. She got in people's faces when she needed to. She told them like it is, like she should have. And I just thought she came into her own. Everybody enjoyed it. At least I believe a lot of people enjoyed it, except for two people in particular who could care less about her. But hey, you know what? We don't give a shit about either one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That one guy can go get fucked with the goddamn cactus.
Damn straight. I mean, I'll even say this right now. When
why are you paying fucking $15 to listen to them two when you could pay $15 to listen to us?
I think
we need subscribers. Look, we can tell you like it is. Hell, I don't have no damn wrestling magazine. Hell, I'm just here jabberjawing with a couple of friends.
Exactly.
And we're more fun.
Sure, by the way.
Yeah.
We're more fun.
And we're more entertaining.
Absolutely.
Subscribe to us. We won't pay you, but YouTube will pay us. Yeah.
I think with Ava, first of all, the interaction she had with Roxanne were hilarious. Hey, she still won, like those Twitter pictures. I always look at it from this, like when she joined the Schism, and I will even say it, her wrestling career, not the best, very green. But when they gave her this role, I'm like, really? Okay, what are we doing here? But then once, like you mentioned, it started going. She showed character, she showed personality, and I have to say her tenure was not something that should be slept on. I thought she added a lot to the program. Like Daniel mentioned, she was fun, very relatable, and that's all you can ask. I remember when people crapped when Taryn Terrell, when she was Tiffany, and she was the last GM on ECW before the ECW brand went down. But Taryn Terrell had personality, came from the Diva Search. She wrestled a little bit, and then her career really took off when she went to TNA as a knockout. So
we prayed for it, and it happened.
Yes, I prayed for. Oh God. Yeah, former wife of Drew McIntyre. That hurt his career for a little bit. My goodness.
Yeah, let's not talk about what happened with those two.
No, man got his ass whooped. Speaking of people who should get their asses whooped, we're gonna go to one of our favorites, and we're talking about
Roman Reigns.
We're talking about one of our favorites, Rhea Ripley, and now he's gone. See,
he coughs and he goes away.
Disappear, Houdini Crimmins. All right, so now we're gonna go to one of our absolute favorites. We're talking about mommy Rhea Ripley. So recently, Rhea Ripley.
This girl.
Yes, this girl right here. I see her. I see you. I see you. You got your mommy T-shirt on. Okay.
Of course I do.
Welcome back, Daniel.
Oh, hey, look, he coughs and he comes back.
Goddamn Roman. You fucking bitch. You and Brock Lesnar.
All right, so now we're up to Rhea Ripley. So before Daniel was on, we were mentioning we're going to go to this next. Rhea Ripley revealed during a live stream that someone found her personal phone number and texted her after they couldn't get tickets to SmackDown. She also spoke about fans crossing the line by showing up at her home, saying there is no privacy anywhere. And here is Mommy.
It is nice though. Like obviously people have fans. Like I have fans, you have fans, Matt have fans. It's just like sometimes people like take it. It's like scary. Sometimes I get scared.
Yeah,
Do you ever get scared?
all the time. Especially when people rock up to my fucking house
Yeah.
and
Because-
text me on my actual mobile phone.
How do they find that? Oh, don't say that actually.
I won't say how, but someone found my phone number and they texted me the other day, wanting me to see them because they couldn't buy tickets to SmackDown.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I'm sure you really like getting that text message. Do you reckon in their head they go, "Oh, I'm gonna text her," and then she's gonna be like, "Oh my god, thanks for reaching out. Like, yeah, let me get you the tickets." Yeah,
It baffles me. It really does.
it's pretty crazy.
Like, there's no privacy anywhere.
Yeah.
We actually need to check yours to see if your stuff's
Mine.
able to.
People, what are we doing?
Paul, you want to take this one first?
I think we've already come full circle with a lot of the things that we've talked about, and we've talked about this previously about women in wrestling who have private lives and have had people invade their privacy.
Mm-hmm.
People who have come into their homes, who have tried to break into their homes, who have stolen things from them, who have followed them in airports, who have asked for autographs for free, who have pretty much stopping short of murdering them,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't ever want to see any fan ever do that shit, because you're not a fan.
No.
That is some bullshit. It doesn't matter whether it's WWE, AEW, TNA. I remembered Killer Cross had mentioned something about Scarlett one time, and Scarlett had mentioned it. Shotzi had mentioned it, and so many other women had mentioned that people have come to have tried to contact them, and it doesn't matter, dude. It's fucking pathetic that you have to come to that with these people. They are entertainers. They entertain. How many? I mean, we've seen basketball players, football players, baseball players. We've seen their homes being invaded, and people going over there and stealing shit out of their house. Okay, fine, dandy. That shit's replaceable. But for you to go to these women's houses and men's houses and believe you're doing something great or whatever, that's the most pathetic shit you could ever fucking do. And y'all need to stop that shit. Y'all need to stop that bullshit.
Rhea Ripley is a person. She's a character. She is somebody that exists on premium live events, on Monday Night Raw, and on Friday Night SmackDown. Demi is the person behind the character. You have no right to show up at this person's home. If she wanted her fans to have her phone number, she'd fucking put it out on Twitter, on Instagram, anywhere. She'd put it out there for people to have it. She doesn't. beyond that, Mike, I also want to, and Paul, I want to add here,
Mhm.
TKO makes fucking assloads of money. Hire some goddamn fucking security for your fucking female talent.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Nobody. And this goes beyond pro wrestling. This goes beyond entertainment. This goes for anybody. Whether you're famous, not famous, does not matter. Everyone should be able to feel safe and secure in their own home. The fact that Rhea does not feel safe in her own home, you are not fans. You are fucking scum. Fuck you. Leave her the goddamn fuck alone.
I think the guy in that stream said it best. It's like, I'm sure she was so happy for you to find her what her phone number is and ask her, hey, can you get me some tickets to SmackDown, please? Yes, I'm sure she was loving that. But again, it's pathetic, like you guys mentioned. And the fact, like she mentioned, is so true. There's no privacy anymore. It's just like, they're normal people, they're regular people, like Daniel mentioned, leave them the fuck alone. But it also kind of reminds me, like, even go back to like the CM Punk podcast that he did with Cole Cabana, the first one, like when everybody was, going after him for quitting WWE at the time. And he was talking about the tweets that he got, like, hey, we're the ones who bought your house and you want to just go after the fans. It's like, you didn't buy my goddamn house. I made the money that I did, so it's a lot of things that fans think they're so entitled to your lives and just entitled for this. You're not entitled to a goddamn thing.
No.
Now we're going to be talking about Puta McPuta, a.k.a. Tessa Blanchard. So for the second time, Tessa Blanchard is gone from TNA. Sean Ross Sapp and Fife will put that out there. And as Sean Ross Sapp tweeted, the common belief is that CMLL wanted Tessa Blanchard to choose between them and TNA. As they pay and book her more, she asked for her release. So TNA did not want her doing the CMLL stuff. I also thought, and I said this to you in the chat, look, she's a very prominent role in CMLL. I also look at it from a stance like this. TNA has a working relationship with WWE. Who did WWE acquire? And a lot of the TNA talents like Laredo Kid and Leon Slater, who've been on AAA. So WWE and AAA, TNA and CMLL, TNA and WWE. So Carlos Silva and them did not want her doing CMLL. Well, CMLL is like, well, hey, she's a big part of our program. You got to choose. And Tessa Blanchard chose CMLL. And now she is no longer in TNA. The last time we saw a story with her, it was Tessa, it was Myla Grace, and it was Victoria Crawford. Not Myla Grace, I'm sorry. It was Myla Moore, whatever her name is, against Rosemary, Mara Shade and Ali. And now that story is now carrying on with the Elegance brand now. So they found something else for Rosemary and her crew to do. But yeah, Tessa Blanchard for the second time. She came back, attacked Jordan Grace, had a hell of a run there, had some great matches with Indy Hartwell, but much like her first tenure in TNA, did not last that long, about maybe 2-3 years, what have you. But god dang it, man. Tessa
Like
Blanchard.
my last relationship.
Hey now. So Daniel, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on Tessa, the CMLL TNA conflict, and it looks like Tessa is on her way back to Mexico. Hit it, Daniel.
Let me just see here, because I'm curious. You know what? It's funny. She is now essentially free from TNA, correct?
Yep.
What other American wrestling company has an event coming up in a couple days?
Somebody has Forbidden Door open.
Yeah. I'll pay you, Tessa. Come on.
You know what? I've said it's funny. Most people will tell you, "Oh, she'll never sign with AEW." I can't fucking wait when she shows up on Dynamite.
Well, I mean,
they start loving her.
Yeah, AEW and CMLL have that relationship. So hey. But yeah.
Nah.
I'll make it say, oh,
nah.
Hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob. Daniel, before I get to Paul, any other comments you want to make about Puta McPuta's second run in TNA?
Oh, you mean Great Value Charlotte Flair?
Yeah, she feuded with Jordan Grace and Indy Hartwell, and then did the thing with Rosemary, and we're done.
You know what?
Gene Miller, of course, as well. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
they don't need her. Like WWE doesn't need her. People say, "Well, no, she's more likely to go to WWE."
No.
If WWE wanted her, they would have signed her. They have
Yeah.
not.
And she's got beef with AAA. She doesn't like Conan, and because of the Daga thing and everything there, so she ain't going to AAA.
And you know what?
Don't want her. They got Charlotte.
I could have sworn, maybe, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there some kind of beef with her and Charlotte? Like she made comments or something, and
Not that I recall. I know she pissed off people because her and Ricochet were fighting at the Performance Center when Ricochet and her were still dating.
Ricochet, you dodged a bullet with that one.
Yeah, true that. And now also her husband, her engaged to be husband is in CMLL, so she can go back with her boo. Whoever, I forgot his name, but I know he's a CMLL talent.
You know they're gonna send her to AEW. You know it.
I'll pay you. I love you, Tessa. Paul, your thoughts on Tessa Blanchard's second run in TNA, and now she looks to be going back to CMLL.
Well, I mean, she wasn't really doing very much in TNA. I mean, yeah, she had those couple little matches and whatnot. Her return, I would have thought she may have been in the title picture.
Yeah.
And that would have been something good for at least TNA because, one, her father's Tully Blanchard. Yes, she has the name. So given that, I think it would have been beneficial for them to at least give her the strap, or at least have her in that main event picture. But I realized that ever since WWE had taken over, has pretty much had the relationship with them, she just seemed to take the back seat. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if this is a personal thing. We don't know, but we could pretty much suggest and say that it probably was. I don't know if she has any beef with anybody that's in WWE. Yes, we could say that she is another version of Charlotte. Yes, but we don't know. All I'm saying is that she has she asked for her release. She's given the opportunity. She's going to go to CMLL, and she's going to thrive in Mexico because why? One, she speaks the language, and two, her husband is from CMLL, and three, she's still a really, really good wrestler.
And she's only 30 now. She's still young.
And I'm not, again, we're not talking about the shit that she did in the past. I'm talking about the present and everything moving forward. I think that she could be a literal gold standard for AEW should she end up signing with them. CMLL is going to benefit after losing La Carolina.
Yep.
So I think this is good for her. Go thrive. Go do what you're going to do. Hope you're successful.
Agreed. I mean, like we mentioned, it also comes back to the fact of WWE works with AAA and CMLL works with AEW. And well, she gets paid more at CMLL, and she said bye. By the way, funny thing is I just looked it up. Her first TNA run, she was there for 2 years. Her second TNA run, there for 2 years. So she was there the same amount of time that she was in TNA the first time within her second run in TNA. So
yeah, but at least her first run, she was Knockouts champion a couple of times.
Yep, in the world champ.
Yeah, so and it's at least she had that. I mean, this time around, I know that just when she came back, she had that feud with Jordan Grace before she left.
Yep, then Indy
Hartwell, and it's like, okay, so cool. But I just would have, yeah, but I would have thought she would have had more. You have these opportunities to have her out there. So in my mind, they didn't use her enough, and they didn't put her in a position to be successful. So if you're not being used, you might as well just go.
And speaking of go, we'll go on to our next topic. And I figured we'd save Raw for the end because we got a lot to say about Raw and everything that happened there. But we'll actually move over to AEW for a second. We're going to still focus on the ladies because on AEW, Tony Khan.
Hello, ladies.
Fuck that guy. Tony,
I'm in total agreement. Fuck that guy. But
fuck you, Sean. So Tony Khan announced on Twitter for Forbidden Door, new match alert, It'll be AEW Women's Champion Tekla taking on Starlight Kid. And as Tony wrote here, World Champion Tekla declared war on Stardom, but Starlight Kid has beaten Tekla before, and she's stepping up to fight the Toxic Spider at Forbidden Door for the AEW Women's World Championship. So new match announcement for Forbidden Door. Your guys' thoughts on this new announcement and how we're kind of taking a feud from Stardom where Starlight Kid won, and we're going to see Tekla probably get her win back here at Forbidden Door. I mean, it's interesting. Tekla they've been putting the Stardom.
I'm not saying it's not interesting. I just think it's fine. I mean, I know Starlight Kid and I know that how good she is.
Yes.
But the fact is that I have the only issue that I have with any of these joint ventures of shows, even Worlds Collide.
Yeah.
When WWE does them.
Yes.
The only thing is that are you losing momentum with somebody in another company, or are you trying to I mean, in WWE's case, I mean, I would think that they want their guys to go over more so than the other team, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and you know, if it was Worlds Collide and you had AAA and you had TNA as representatives and whatnot, and of course you had NXT stars and so on and so forth, but you get what I'm saying. Yes. If they did that, and you know, is it just your main roster people that are going to go over in these matches? You know, as much as I like Tekla, I mean, I would like to see Starlight Kid just take it. You know, I would love to see her get some momentum, even if she wins by, you know, disqualification. Not that she would win by disqualification. It's in my mind, it's like I want to know who should go over, and somebody needs to be represented. I mean, at least in my mind.
Yes. I think what's cool about it too is, I mean, they do have these great matches announced, and I think the other big one that's really out there besides this one, and we'll do predictions for the two of them next week, but one other match I wanted to announce that and talk about that they really did hype big. These two wrestle each other in Japan. They have history. For the first time ever on U.S. soil, we're going to get Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr. That one I'm actually really looking forward to. What do you guys think about Omega and Zack Sabre? Yeah. I mean, it's going to be good. You know, Kenny Omega's going to win, but I think
I mean, I mean, of course you're going to, it's going to be good. Of course, you know, I go back to Zack Sabre Jr., who is one of the best technical wrestlers
out
there. I mean, and has been for so long. I would love for him to go over. I'd understand what you're doing. Again, I go back to, you have so many great wrestlers that are coming in from other companies, and you're going to showcase them, but I don't know. Unless you're going to have MJF come out and foil the win for Kenny Omega and eventually setting them up. I don't know.
Well, they're in Montreal for AEW Redemption after that, so I think they might be setting up MJF and Kenny Omega. But we did also find out that there is a steel cage matchup between MJF's team and Mark Briscoe's team, and if Mark Briscoe's team wins, he gets a shot at MJF at the title. So we'll see. It's all about how they book it and really go towards their new show in July, Redemption. Daniel, get your thoughts on these two matches announced, Tekla and Starlight Kid, as well as Kenny Omega and Zack Sabre.
As long as they're good matches and they're fun, I really don't care.
Fair enough, man. I like your style. Now, speaking of fun matches that could possibly happen, I got to tell you, I actually really want to see, before we get into our Raw talk, this is the last thing I did have, and it talks about another one of our favorites. We're talking about that girl, Bayley. So Bayley has teased having a match with Indy Hartwell at Slammiversary. Now, so what happened was Bayley competed in an NXT Live event in Buffalo, New York, over the weekend, teaming with Kendall Gray and Tatum Paxley in a 6-woman tag against Kalani Jordan, Nikita Lyons, and Zarya. Following the event, Bayley commented online that she hopes to dip her toes into TNA at some point in the future. That caught the attention of Brian Myers, a.k.a. Kurt Hawkins, who responded with a challenge of his own. "I dare you," Myers wrote. Bayley didn't hesitate to fire back with a response teasing that a TNA appearance may not be out of the question. "I showed up at To Create a Pro," she wrote. "You don't think I won't come to TNA? and additional social media back and forth, Bailey also hyped a potential showdown against Indy Hartwell. Should have done them when I was doing them, Hartwell wrote to Bailey. I mean, we don't have TNA. We do have TNA, Bailey wrote back. And Hartwell then responded, you free June 28th. So here's the exchange. I showed up to Creative Pro. You think I won't come to TNA? And he says, I mean, we do have TNA, you free June 28th. So I got to tell you, I do want to see Bailey and Indy Hartwell. I'm okay with that.
I would love to see it. I really would love to see it.
Please do. Like, have a WWE superstar wrestle on a TNA event. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
More
And
than
not
that,
just have an appearance.
Mm-hmm.
it's fucking Bailey.
Yep. I mean, she's been doing great with AAA going against La Flamere and Los Toxicas with Lola Vice and La Catalina. So, I mean, hey, why not? She's on AAA. She's on every week on WWE. Let's do it. Let's go. We got Bailey and Lyra next week in the UK for the tag titles against Paige and Brie Bella. So let's do it up. Let's do it up. Come on, Bailey. Hey, we want some Bailey. What?
Oh, you mean the Raw that isn't even anywhere near sold out yet?
Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness gracious. Yeah, we're going to be seeing Raw next week from the UK. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time it starts here, which for Paul, that'll be 11 o'clock in the morning next week. Raw starts for where you at, Mr. Paul Morales. So early day for Paul and early day for us here in the States. Now, we're going to get into Monday Night Raw. So one of the other matches that we did announce next week, we're going to have the Street. Yeah, we got the Street Profits against the Vision for the tag titles. Braun Breaker and Austin Theory of the Vision. We saw Logan Paul return, and Javon Evans took that midair spear. Holy hell from Braun Breaker. That was fine and dandy. It was what it was to set up that match. But this is what we really need to talk about. So what do you want to talk about? We're going to talk about this. So Roman Reigns comes out with the rest of the bloodline. Jacob Fatu gets the Ulafala. He's not acknowledging the Usos. And Eric Andre, who is in the crowd, is dabbing them all up. He touches the Ulafala and then absolutely gets mollywopped by Jacob Fatu. Roman Reigns is like, do it again. But at first he didn't want to do it. So 2 splashes to Eric Andre. And that was the end of that segment. And then, of course, later on, Eli Drake, LA Knight, dummy, did his thing with Jimmy Uso. Jey Uso comes out. And they're talking, and then, they're having a brawl. Then Jacob Fatu comes in with the Tongan death grip. And then Roman Reigns is in the back with Jacob Fatu. And he's like, we handled business. And then he whispered something to Jacob Fatu. We'll get into all that. But first, we did find out via PW Insider, one of the reasons WWE did the angle with Eric Andre last night is he co-stars with John Cena in the new Netflix comedy Little Brother, which will begin streaming on June 26th. So it was a promotional tie-in deal. So they said, hey, Eric, come on in and take this ass whooping so we can promote Little Brother on Netflix. Yay. So, guys, your thoughts on the Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu interaction, the Eric Andre segment, the whole thing with Jacob Fatu, everybody taking on LA Knight go. I'll let you start, Paul, as you're doing the thing first. I know you got some things to say. Hit me, Paul.
You know what? It was funny because after this segment, they showed the fucking commercial with Eric Andre and with Little Brother and him and John Cena. I was like, oh, so that's why he's there.
Yep.
So we go back again. You have celebrities in the crowd, and in order to use them, in order to, for people to get interested, I guess, in something, you bring them out, get it. Now, obviously, you have his interaction with him and Jacob and him and Roman, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like it would have been different had he been there like a week earlier, or had he had been something kind of make it a little bit of a little interesting, and if not at the beginning of the show, say, hey, what's up, him not touch Jacob and just say, oh, I like you, blah blah blah, go past them. The next time that Jacob comes out, maybe something, a little interaction. I don't know. We go back to this bullshit of them, with having celebrities out there for whatever godforsaken reason, and a majority of them, we have no idea who the hell they are. And even Dan has said the same thing. Oh, who the fuck is that? What show is he on? Well, obviously it's on Netflix. So apparently it's on a Netflix show. So
perfectly set, Paul. I do also have to add the other 2 celebrities, if you want to call them that, are athletes in the crowd. They saw, well, of course we had the Zuffa boxing athletes there because Dana White. So of course we had to have the 2 Zuffa guys in the freaking audience. Woo! Daniel, you want to comment about this whole segment with Eric Andre as well as the Bloodline thing with them beating up LA Knight, and we're teasing more of the new Bloodline. Roman's trying to be a good guy, but you're forcing his hand. But now he has Jacob Fatu, so he's liking the fact of being the guy, to tell his enforcer, much like he did Solo back in the day, and everything that we're kind of combining just with Jacob Fatu in the role of Solo Sikoa. Daniel, your thoughts on this whole segment?
We have told WWE ad nauseum, hey, we want Jacob Fatu. That guy, he's our dude. We want him.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of going with that, having Jacob win tribal combat, we get this horse shit.
Yeah, we're back to Bloodline incarnation.
87 million.5. And you know what the thing with it is? I wish I could say it's going to change, but you dumb fucks will keep watching and buying the shirts, the merch, going to the shows. Y'all are the reason WWE is in the shape it's in. Fuck it and fuck you.
I mean, there's a lot of good wrestling there. We're not going to deny the wrestling, but we say it every time. It's the same storylines. And I know Triple H loves the slow burn, but it's like you're doing it to a point where we're not going to care about it as much anymore, which is the problem. And a lot of it, as I'm watching this Raw, and a lot of wrestling on the show, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people are complaining about it. I noticed too. First of all, we saw Chad Gable in the back going for his match with Rusev, and they did the nice little detail of him seeing Maxine Dupree with Austin Theory, so they're continuing that. But then Chad Gable comes out, like I mentioned last week. He came out to the American Alpha theme, the old school Chad Gable. Then he gets this new theme this week, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, I don't know what generic music they found, this generic rock music that sounds like something you would hear at a Nickelback concert. I'm like, what the hell are they? Anyway, I was happy to see Chad Gable do the angle slam, the ankle lock to Rusev. They're continuing that storyline. We all love Chad Gable. But then we have Charlotte win the Fatal 4-Way over Lyra Valkyria, Jade Cargill, and everything we saw on SmackDown. We saw Charlotte beat Roxanne and Danhausen and Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan's trying to tell Danhausen to curse Roxanne.
You know what? That was some, again, this was a fucking fucked up episode. Yeah. Dan, while you're sitting there, how many matches were on this fucking card? And let me go on my rant. While you're doing that,
3?
Like 3, yeah, like 3 or 4.
This was fucking terrible, and you pay fucking $300-$400 just to sit at a show. I know this, and a lot of people fucking know this. It's horrible right now. 2.5 hours to sit there for for 4 fucking matches.
Yep.
And all these fucking ads. And whatever backstage segments they show, whatever little fucking things that they show, oh my God, this is so fucking tedious, long, and horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Again, my last relationship.
I'm sorry, but if a fucking baseball game is fucking boring, I'm changing the fucking channel. I'm not gonna fucking go. If my fucking team is losing every fucking week, I am not going to fucking show up. Oh, yeah, I like them. But fuck, man, until they make fucking changes, I'm not going to go back to the damn stadium.
So we were
same thing with my football team. Same thing with my basketball team. Same thing with any sports team that I like. If my team sucks, I'll admit they fucking suck.
Now, we were off by 2, so there were 5 matches on Raw last night.
Ooh.
And one that didn't make any sense. So Javon Evans comes out, and he's talking about his final match.
Any of them make sense, Michael?
Well, Charlotte and Roxanne, I understood because they're trying to build to Charlotte and Liv, which we'll talk about the finals of the King of the Ring in a second. But the thing too is the problem is with Javon, it was just to get Logan Paul out there and to show his ass on TV and try to make Javon Evans join the Vision, which made no fucking sense. But okay.
But again, that match was a fucking impromptu match.
And so
he said, come on, get a referee out here. And it was like,
what?
Huh?
And then it was just so Braun Breaker could do the midair spear and look cool.
I'm telling you, these AI fucking bullshit fucking story writing the stories sucks.
And yeah, the street, and I'm not looking forward to the Street Profits against the Vision next week. I know Angelo Dawkins is back. Woo!
He's back, and it's like, where the hell is the build for this shit?
it's just whatever. Joe Hendry is still missing in action after getting beaten by Austin Theory. We got no Joe Hendry. It's just, yeah.
You are doing nothing, absolutely nothing with the fucking roster that you have. And you're trying to get people interested. And it's like, for fuck's sake, nobody's fucking interested. Why? Because it's a fucking shitty ass show. Again, I was on Denise's live stream and I was watching Raw.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I said, and I'm looking at the time and I go, you know what? Fuck it. Send her a message, said, are we doing over and under 5 minutes for this match? I'm going to get you the clip, because when she went like this and showed me exactly how long it was, I was like, hey, I was right. I said under 5 minutes because of how much time was left on the I guess it was like what 8:30 or 7:30 my time, so it'd be 10:30 your time. I figure, and I looked at it and I'm like, there's about 10 minutes left in this show. Let me see. We got Oba's. I did the math in my head. Okay, we left to Dom coming out. Then we had Oba, of course, coming out, people chanting him, blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking at the time, and then I'm like, okay, we're doing over and under 5 minutes. I said, I'm taking under 5 minutes. I said, and either one or two things are going to happen. We had the interaction between Jacob and Roman in the back. I said, okay, so one or two things is going to happen. It's either going to be Jacob that's going to come out and cost him, or it's going to be Brock that's going to come out and cost him. I was wrong on both of them. But it was funny to me because it was like the point of this match was supposed to be like something exciting. For the first minute of the match, minute and like 10-second minute, 15 seconds, which is about the length of, most adolescent fucking kids that just, before they ejaculate, they come quick. Premature ejaculation. But it was like, God, this was just fucking a shit show. Have Dom running away from fucking him. It was just a shit show. I couldn't believe it. Horrible.
Yeah, then
horrible.
We'll move now to the Queen of the Ring. So I thought the first match was very good. Io Sky beat Raquel Rodriguez to I know you guys wanted Raquel. I did too.
I didn't just want Raquel, but I wanted Raquel, and I wanted like Liv coming out. I wanted Roxanne to come out, and I wanted all this, and I'm thinking to myself, fuck, I go, you need them to come out, and nothing. Crickets.
Nothing. Crickets.
Nobody came out.
Nope.
Obviously, they didn't want her to win. Obviously, Liv didn't want her to win, so she didn't come out. Obviously, Roxanne didn't come out because I don't know, for whatever fucking reason, because she ended up having a match again too. But of course, Liv could come out for fucking Roxanne, so that makes sense. So I don't know.
It's so fucking ridiculous, bro. It's just so ridiculous. And I mean, I also look at it from a stance like this. When you're looking at these matches, and Io, I get it. They might want to do Rhea and Io, that Riho, because Rhea's never beaten Io, and it's just for Rhea to get her win on Io. But Raquel Rodriguez, it's right there. It is absolutely right there for you to just focus on the fact that we could get Raquel and Liv and that Diesel Shawn Michaels representation there, kind of like a reenactment there. But the problem is, and the way I see it going down, is we got Io beating Raquel. I think Liv is going to wind up beating Charlotte, and we're going to get Liv against Io, and I don't want to see Rhea and Liv for the billionth time. So I think it's going to be Io's going to be the one to beat Liv, and then we get Rhea and Io. Dan, I'll get your thoughts on this next. Your thoughts on Io and Raquel.
What if we, instead of getting Rhea and Liv, what if we get Liv and Stephanie Bacquer? What if she comes back?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I truly don't.
No yeet.
And I love Stephanie, but I also, you hear that they're having visa issues. Maybe that's one of the reasons why we haven't seen Vaquer and Hendry and all that they're having
I go back to something else that we said. You know, you realize that you have the reason why this orange idiot decided to end this damn supposedly give barter agreement because WWE's going there.
Mm-hmm.
Coincidence? I think not.
Right. It's just so, yeah. I'm just very so mad with the product. And the other big thing that we got is the fact that Obafemi and Dominic had this match, and JD McDonough got involved. And I got to say, for what it was smart with the, the ring bell, the timekeeper's bell, and just the overall hammer that Dominic likes to use. And then Oba just comes back and kills him. Then he said, Brock Lesnar, I thought you'd be a man. Someone I looked up to. So my guess is now, and we've touched upon this, and I don't want to see it. It kind of hurts my soul to see this. Dan has the perfect reaction right now with how he's sitting in his chair. I think it's going to be Jey Uso's going to be Javon, and we're going to get Oba and Jay. And I think that's where we finally see Brock Lesnar come back in Saudi, and he costs Oba the match. And Jey Uso's going to win, and then we get Cody versus Jay at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight title. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God, to quote Kevin Nash.
Isn't there a July pay-per-view?
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Is there a July pay-per-view?
Yeah. Or PLE, sorry.
PLE or whatever the fuck. I think so. But
or it's a Sunday night main event or whatever
let's let the shit burn to the fucking ground.
All right. Well, so we'll get your guys' thoughts. First of all, Oba and Dom, and I'll let you go start first. What'd you think of the match?
Horrible.
Weren't a fan of it? You didn't like the storytelling? No?
No.
Yeah. You either? No? All right. Tell me why.
Because we know what the fuck is going to happen. And what Jay wins, beats Cody at SummerSlam, and then, oh, hey, what happens now? Oh, we have a match between he and Roman again. And Roman ends up getting both titles. This is Bloodline 10 million.0. It's the same goddamn bullshit. And you lemmings fucking fell for it, you stupid fucks.
What Dan said.
And again,
Mike, sorry to interrupt you, but damn.
Yeah, it just, I don't know, man. This Raw, and I hate to say it, was just very meh to me. I say this about all the shows. It's just meh. I think this is the best way to describe it. I understood where they were going for Oba and Dom. I personally thought this, yeah.
This show was only slightly better than a certain someone's promos.
Hey, now. So it's one of those things where I look at it. I look at it like
sorry, my bad.
No, you're fine. Oba and Dom was what it was. Io and Raquel was what it was. Personally, I'm going to say for the women, who do you want to see go against Rhea? Do you want it to be now Io, Charlotte, or Liv? Rhea and Charlotte have history. Do you want to see Liv again or Io?
Again, if Liv loses, why can't Charlotte go after Liv?
This is true. I would love to see that as well, but it's just, where they're going.
Because to me, it makes sense.
It does. It's very predictable.
And why can't Io go after Liv? I mean, they have a history too.
Mm-hmm. It's very meh. As you can see, we're all very interested to see the finals.
Ooh. Hold on. You should see the suspense look on my face. Oh, wait, you could see it, huh?
The other match that was announced for this show, the promos were good. I want to get your thoughts on the other match for Clash of Champions now, or Night of Champions, whatever the fuck it is. Not Clash of Champions. Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker are going to Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker in a steel cage match. Yay? Nay? No?
No.
Who
the fuck even cares?
Meh.
Yeah. And it's still gonna be good.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch Forbidden Door anyway, so it ain't gonna make a fucking difference.
Well, Forbidden Door is the following day anyway, so
yeah. Well, I'm still gonna watch Forbidden Door, and I ain't gonna watch fucking Saudi Arabia shit. I'll catch up on the fucking. Yeah. I'll catch up online.
So pretty much what we're saying, folks, is this show is not interesting at all. No. I mean, Seth and Braun will be good, but there's no interest in these matches that have been announced. And they're also.
I would rather watch Kane do the Texas two-step all the way around the arena.
And the last thing we'll mention before I get into this final article, Cody Rhodes is going to be facing Gunther on SmackDown with Sami Zayn as the special guest referee.
I will watch the AWA show again.
I feel you. Cody, Sami, Gunther.
Matter of fact, I will watch Supercard 2, and Supercard 3 back to back just for that.
Now, your thoughts, guys, on Cody, Sami and Gunther. I'm still very much in on that too. I know they're going to set up Cody and Sami down the line. Anything? No. I'm very mad, but like I said, I'm very mad with SmackDown too. Do you guys even care about that? Adding Sami as the ref to further the Cody and Sami story?
Why don't I watch Starrcade 1?
So as you can see, we're all not.
Why don't I take a nap?
Yeah.
No, why don't we just watch Starrcade 1 while it's going on? You know, we could just sit here like this, and we could watch the first Starrcade. We ain't got to do a show, but we could just sit here and watch it.
Absolutely.
While the show's going on.
So bottom line is, a lot of this stuff is very miss for a lot of us. And it's sad because this is...
Now we could bring on Mo and we could watch the AWA show. Sorry, Mo.
But
put out the goddamn shows, Mo.
Put out the shows, Mo.
Well, we'll go to this final part since y'all are very disinterested, as we all are, with what they're doing. As you can tell.
Sorry, Michael. We just went a little bit off the rails, and we just thought that this was a little bit less interesting.
Oh, you're fine. I'm with you.
Look, I know that you're with us, but you're not with us. You're not as mad as both Michael and I. See, we were leaning back in our chairs. We were just like this as you were talking. And I understand you're the host of the show, and we ain't trying to undermine you or anything, but, you know, because we love you. But we're not.
I agree.
Now you're finally leaning. You're just like, yeah, well, you know.
You know what it is too? Like, we do these shows, and we all love what we do. But again, we said it even on our last show before we closed it. It was just like, can you give us something to be enthralled with or enthused?
Might I ask you a question since I have you on here? Did you watch the MLW shows?
I actually have. The Killer Cross friggin' promo was amazing. Shotzi is fucking amazing. I will say this right now, and not to spoil it for everybody, but if you go out of your way to watch the first episodes of Fusion, it's a great product. Like, Matt Riddle and his stupid new haircut, fucking piece of shit, Matt Riddle. And just
tell me he looks like he's in a boy band.
He does. He looks like shit now. What the hell?
He wants it that way. That's why.
That's why. But yeah, like,
tell me why.
Tell me why. I watch MLW, and I'll say this right now. I'm at the point where I'm like, I'd rather watch the indies than watch the main product. I'd rather watch anything else right now. I'll watch friggin'
I will watch MLW and I will watch Collision, and I know I will be entertained.
Fair enough. Yeah. It's sad. It really is the sad of the state of professional. And I will say this, since we did mention MLW, I think this is the perfect way.
MLW.
At Backlash.
I think this is the best way to close it out. Killer Cross was recently on the Ariel Helwani show once more, and he suggests that Triple H may not be calling all the shots in WWE. During his appearance on the Ariel Helwani show, Cross was asked about the state of WWE's product and whether Triple H may be dealing with pressure from people above him. Helwani brought up how strong WWE felt in 2023 and 2024, then questioned how things could feel so different now if Triple H was still the same creative mind behind the wheel. Helwani asked Cross whether Triple H may be forced to do certain things now that he would have not done during his NXT days, or whether he may simply be lost his touch. Cross said he was only guessing, but he leaned towards the idea that outside forces are involved. I would have had to guess. I would say that there are people who call things in, and he has to make the best of what they want to play out on television and the P&Ls. Cross made it clear that this was only his read on the situation, but he said he was basing on what he has seen in wrestling and entertainment. And then he wrote, "That's just my guess, and I base that on pattern recognition." And that's the thing that has become very prevalent, especially with like Gen Z. When it comes to entertainment, if you're creating something episodic with continuity, when continuity fails, there's a red light that goes off. People go, what happened here? Especially with wrestling. Cross then compared it to older examples of wrestling fans, noticing when someone's push suddenly died. He said fans used to later hear that the talent got in trouble, hurt someone, or did something backstage that caused the change. Now with new people involved behind the scenes, Cross said broken continuity can pull fans out of the product. You know, back in the day, you'd hear about guys on punishment booking. Well, suddenly this push is killed. And then you hear months later he got in trouble outside of wrestling. So they didn't feel like they could depend on him, or he hurt somebody. He dropped somebody in the head or something.
Jay Uso says what?
You know now that there's new players involved and there's a failure of continuity and people don't like it. It removes people from the suspension of disbelief, that entertainment. You know what I mean? Cross said that he does not believe those issues are fully on Triple H. He pointed to his own experience working under Triple H and said he recognized the difference between when Triple H could make his own calls and when he could not. I don't think that's him. He has his own patterns that I think were aligned with what the audience mostly wanted to see. And that's speaking as a person who used to work for him. And I knew when he could call all of his shots, and I had an idea of what he couldn't. And to me, this looks like a situation where he can't call all of his shots. And I don't mean that disrespectfully at all. This was not only the Triple H related topic Cross addressed earlier in the same conversation. Cross said he handled his own WWE talks because he assumed he would be speaking directly with Triple H after working with him for years. It was me on the front lines because I assumed I was going to be speaking with Hunter. I didn't want to disrespect him by saying, I'm going to put somebody in front of me, you know what I mean, after I worked for him, you know, on and off for 5 years. When Hawani asked if Cross heard from Triple H afterward, Cross said no. Asked if that bothered him, Cross admitted it did. It did. But I try to tell myself that there are things going on that are so strange that might not occur to you, that perhaps he's no longer in a position to speak to the talent anymore once they exit, because I'm not an isolated situation. Cross said he was not trying to throw shade at Triple H, but he believes fans may not understand how much the WWE power structure has changed. And if it's not at all to throw shade at him at all, but like, I don't think anyone understands the nature of his position. I think everyone just thinks he's just the boss and there's nothing attached to that. I think there's a whole new hierarchy of things above him that he has to answer to, and perhaps maybe he's even told not to contact the talent afterwards. So that was Killer Cross on Ariel Helwani. Your guys' thoughts on what Killer Cross had to say? I think, again, it's the TKO model. It's a lot of stuff and the pressure that Triple H has to deal with. Netflix will be here all day.
Tell him when he's telling lies.
Because he's not.
Not one bit.
Not one of it was telling lies. It's the same thing we say every show.
You know, it's strange because we look at it and it's like, you remember how stuff was with under Vince.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how complicated it was, how Vince would be like in a meeting, you know, how he would have everything, you know, pretty much set in stone, and it wasn't even in stone. The fact that he wrote everything on with pencil and didn't write everything in pen, and it was like, as soon as everything was set and everybody, oh, okay, we're going to do this. Okay, 5 minutes to showtime. Ripped the fucking thing up and said, no, we're going to go this way.
Right.
That's exactly what it is right now. Because it's not Paul Levesque. And we know it's not Paul Levesque.
It's TKO. It's Netflix.
It is TKO.
Manga.
It is Netflix. It is USA Network. But it's mostly TKO. And it's a lot of bullshit that's going on that doesn't need to go on, because they're conflicted. They're conflicting everything and making everything so much harder for fucking Triple H to get people invested. But to them, they don't care.
No.
This is the reason why NXT is doing so good. This is the reason why AAA is doing so good, because nobody's bothering Shawn. Nobody's bothering fucking Undertaker. Why would you? They're on the CW. Ain't nobody give a shit about CW. They're on fucking YouTube. Ain't nobody give a shit about YouTube.
Right.
But, well, we do, because we're on YouTube. But I'm talking about them. But they give a shit because of Netflix, because of how big it is. They give a shit about the USA Network because of how big it is.
That's what she said.
Yep.
Baha. But it's just a lot of them interfering in everything and making shit so much more difficult for Triple H. And it shows.
I will say this. They are only keeping Triple H around as a scapegoat. Nick Khan and Mark Shapiro, they don't give a fuck. Triple H is their fall guy, and when things start to turn, and they're going to, it's an inevitability here, they're going to blame Triple H.
And you want to know what happens when Triple H goes? Everybody else goes.
Exactly.
Because I'm still under the belief that if Triple H really, really genuinely wanted to, he can leave WWE today, go start another company,
and people will follow.
Or, as much as he hates him, Tony Khan would sign Triple H in a heartbeat.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, you work for me now.
There's a lot of different ways to go. And I think the frustrations that we say every show within our love of wrestling, and especially the hardship of being a WWE fan, especially now, really does show, as we can tell talking about this product. Like SmackDown this Friday, like we mentioned, man. Raw next Monday, man, it starts early. Like, we got to do something. We got to do better. But there are also alternatives out there. So that's a plus. Whatever you enjoy it, and just love professional wrestling. And we hope that you love this edition of RWT, our very lackadaisical but very meh opinions as we do. I love both of these guys, and I love doing
No, you don't. You love Dan more than you love me.
Stop it.
Oh, no. Honestly, Paul, he loves Mr. Jackson more than us.
I do, and the J-Man is over here sleeping cat tax. So I will say this. We will be back next week. So there are 4 shows next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
there is Clash of Champions, there's TNA Slammiversary, there's Forbidden Door, and there's the NXT Great American Bash. So the 2 that we are going to do predictions for are the Clash of Champions and Forbidden Door. CW Network is hosting the Great American Bash, so it's the first WWPLE.
It's an episode of NXT.
But it's a takeover on CW. And Slammiversary, and as much as I love TNA, and the card looks great, Nick Nemeth and Mike Santana for the world title is the main event. And also, the other thing we forgot to mention, Amazing Red is making his return to TNA, pioneer of the X Division. Are you guys looking forward to seeing Amazing Red coming back?
Yes.
That's a thumbs up from Dan too as well. So there's a lot to really dive into, but the 2 that we're going to focus on is Forbidden Door and Clash of Champions. So come on back with us next week for that. We hope you enjoy this show. And as always, we appreciate each and every single one of you crazy sons of guns. So Daniel Crimmins, before we close this out, you put out a new Pile Driver pundit with the 3 of us. Promote your stuff.
Yeah,
Get it, Dane?
Check it out. Mike's going to put links down below. Got more shit coming. Mike and I have our finale for Uncaged coming up, where we're going to be discussing
Bill Goldberg.
Fuck the Bill Goldberg. Fuck the Hulk Hogan. Fuck Ari Emanuel. Fuck,
Fuck everybody.
all of them. Fuck them all.
Fuck them all.
And fuck you, Chuckle Fuck.
That too. Links will be in the description. Paul, please promote your socials. The floor is yours, sir.
Of course, you can follow me, at the Dead Man of RWT. You can follow me on TikTok. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me, not my IG because I'm not going to use that one. But anyways, of course, you can follow the RWT Twitter page. Yes, I said Twitter at RWT Podcast. You can follow the Instagram page at the official RWT Podcast. Of course, all my links will be in my link tree below. Mr. Michael Larkin, my brother from another mother. Where can we find you at, sir?
SM Show 1, MCL92 on Twitter, StephenMikeShow.com, LFCfights.com. If you're on Instagram, it's MLarkinMB or Larkin_92. S&M Network shows. Please subscribe to the channel. Check out the Stephen Mike Show. Check out some pop culture on the Mike with Mike. Check out the RWT podcast with my brothers Paul and Dan. Check out Deeper to the Heart of Wrestling with Robert Davis and the Demoness, Nicola McDonald. Check out as well everything and anything, especially my boy Roy Costin in our new show, The Takedown Podcast, which will be airing this week. We'll be looking back at the first edition in our review of Wrestling Society X, WSX. Yes, that infamous show on MTV featuring Ricky Banderas, who would go on to be Judas Macias, X-Pac. We're talking about Vampiro. We're talking about Teddy Hart, Jack Evans, Matt Seidel is a friggin' fraternity brother, for God's sake. Human Tornado will be here all day. A lot of stuff coming to the channel, and we cannot wait.
Penta says what?
Oh my goodness! And Matt Classic, aka Colt Cabana. So with that being said, for Daniel Crimmins, for Paul Morales, my name is Mike Larkin. We'll see you next time on the RWT podcast. Go Knicks! Fuck Trump.
Nick Housens.
Danhausen. Nick Hausen. Nah. Crazy.
Deadmanhausen.
Crimmenshausen. Or are you Krimberg now?
Michaelhausen.
Are you Krimberg now? Daniel Krimberg.
Bill Krimberg.
Bill Krimberg.